let's see. I think I got one here. But, maybe I don't have one in here, but oh well. Thought I had a chart that said what the W stood for because it's kind of hard to remember everything. You know, and I know what it means. That's why it's got the block there.
Mm-hmm.
That means I can't go, oh, that's Wesley. He's the only way that you can get to these guys.
Okay.
Wesley is a personality that I never knew about until just before I got out of prison. He would be the one that would decipher information. When people would go to get information to me and stuff, if it was something he didn't want me to have, he would block them. He'd get in front of them. It's like when I was in my building, I had a building inside my head, which I seen. I could walk through the halls and stuff. And there was an office I never knew what was in there. It was Wesley's office. Before my door. There was Wesley's room, my room, and there was like an invisible shield. Whenever one of the personalities was trying to give me information that he didn't want him to have, he was like the all-seeing eye. He was like, oh, he knew everything that was going on with every personality. And he'd stop them right before they could leave. They couldn't get to my place because he'd have that invisible filled up and they'd run into it.
When you're in prison?
And they'd have to go in there. Well, no, it was any time.
Okay.
In the past. But when I was trying to get information inside there, he was the one that blocked everything or twisted stuff up. They'd have to go in there and check it with him. Then they'd have to come out and go to me and stuff, and sometimes he'd take the information and he'd twist it all around, and the personality would try and tell me stuff, and there'd be a block. He was like a wall that blocked stuff. And there was no way to go to these personalities without going through him directly. That's why it's brought the broken line. It means indirectly I had to go through him even though I didn't know it. But I could go to these ones down here without that because I'd go straight to them. These guys I could go straight to. These ones were a little bit more difficult because I had to go through these and him. But I could go directly to him if I needed to. These ones down here I had to go through him first.
Okay, this is Dustin
And,
here.
Dustin was like in control of the military, all of the military personalities. He was in control of all of them.
And these are all military personalities down
All
here?
these ones over in here. These ones over here dealt with Satanism and...
Okay, let's stay on the military and then come across. We got Alex, Zach, Sean, Ryan, Brent, Bradley, and Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's got 21, Bradley got 6. These others
These
just
ones-
have circles. They don't have any...
They have personalities under them, but those are all on their list that I have.
But they're on another list, huh?
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't figure it out
So-
because they
so
have so many that I just...
In order, if someone had to deal with your military background, they would have to go through
Well, in the past I would have had to go through Wesley.
Wesley to
Then after
Dustin,
Dustin, and Dustin.
and then Dustin would have to let them in there. A combination
Yeah.
of both of them.
In order to get any of the information that they'd all know, you'd have to get Wesley and Dustin together because Dustin takes orders only from Wesley,
Mm-hmm.
which means that he can't tell you anything unless he's got orders from above to tell you anything. These guys down here can't tell you anything unless Dustin says it's okay. And anybody in his group has to go through Carl. Carl has to go through Bradley. Bradley has to go through these two, and these two. You know, it's like
So
the
you-
military. Whenever it's like passing the buck upward.
Yeah. And
Everything
then
goes
this is your
down.
satanic information, right?
That's the ones that dealt with satanic stuff. This one dealt with... Kelly had like 50-some personalities that all dealt with being locked up in different situations, like in prison, being stuck in a box, being, tied up and stuck somewhere. He dealt with all the kind of...
There's
Yeah.
Wesley here again, though.
Wesley there used to be called confusion, and this used to be death.
Life.
He dealt with all the death.
Life.
He
It says
changed his
life.
name. He changed his name after...
From death to life.
Yeah. When they started before they integrated stuff, they didn't want anything to do with the Satanists anymore, so they all changed their name, and he changed his name to Wesley. I don't know why,
But the top of here for the
but
satanic...
his name is West Lee, not Wesley. It's
Okay,
Wesley.
West Lee.
Yeah.
And this is Paul J. Bonnaci. And then we have Wesley, not West Lee.
Yeah.
And life, which is actually death. And
Paul
Kelly.
Jr. used to be, I forgot what his name was even. He changed it though because he didn't like.
Mhm.
Because his name was, he had a satanic name actually.
Military, satanic, what's this?
They dealt with kind of, I'm not sure. I mean, I've tried to deal with their personality, their memories and stuff, and they really weren't really bad. They were mainly dealing with in-between stuff. I mean, it was like nothing that was too abusive and stuff, but they just kind of came out. They had bits and pieces of information to give, but mainly they were like, well, actually, these two here all had computers. They were like the computer personalities. They stored all the information. They made everything on like microfilm and stuff inside my head. They made it so that when people asked me details and stuff, that I knew exactly what was going on and what, why when I took trips to places and stuff, I could tell them every town we went through on the way to Colorado or something. And that was because we used to play a game and we used to do the alphabet. And me and Mike didn't picked it up, but they're the ones that stored. They stored all the signs inside.
Mike is who?
He was he ain't another personality. He was another kid that was with us.
Oh, another kid. Okay. All right. What's this group here?
They dealt with almost all the. They dealt with a little like Dungeons and Dragons, but they were all sexually abused personalities and stuff. So they were the ones that were first created, and they were purposely created. They weren't natural. These ones were created by the same group of military that used a lot of Satanism in the military personalities, because the Satanism caused a lot of personalities. They could use it like sacrifice and stuff because it would cause, altars and stuff. They would use. Sometimes they'd even have fake sacrifices. They, make you think that they killed somebody. They'd even take take a body or something, but they'd let the kids see exactly where they buried the things or the people at that they're supposedly killing and stuff. And even if they do kill a person, they'll bury the person right in front of the kids. And when the kids leave, they dig the body up, and they'll incinerate it or cremate it. And the kid, if he ever goes forward and says, "Well, I know where the bodies are at," he's going to take them exactly where the body was at. They're going to dig around and not find anything, and they're going to say, "Well, the kid's incredible because he doesn't know anything."
Right.
That's just to do that.
What are these over here?
That's actually a chart just of Christian, but this guy's personalities. Those are the 33 personalities.
Oh, so this chart just fits under this one then?
Yeah. That's mainly because the very reason I got these ones out is this ones right here had the personalities that were running my life. Mostly. I mean, they go with the class, like I was saying, Class A altars. The majority of the Class A altars, there's like 20 Class A altars, and almost every one of them is on that list there. That means that all these personalities were the ones that were running my day-to-day life. They're the ones that were
actually over here. On the big chart, they're over here.
They're over here, but this guy here had the most of them. I mean, he had Mikey, which is on there. Alexander, Mike Bonnaci, Michael Bonnaci, Drew, Nicholas, Joshua. Top 9 are all under him.
Mm-hmm. They were running your day-to-day life.
They were running because they're the ones that had most of the activity. Even a lot of the activity that took place, they knew about.
So this chart here is the master chart.
Yeah, that's the master chart.
That's the master chart. Okay. Now let's go. And you show me Christopher's, which is 33 personality. Christian. You get that one out. Let's run by that one again. That's right here.
That's right there.
Okay. Now you show me Christians, and these here are the personalities that fall under this one category right there. Okay. Now let's go through one at a time and throw them on the chart.
Okay. This is Zacharias, the next guy.
Which is right here.
Right here in the middle.
Okay.
And he had, it says 21 personalities on there.
He has 21 personalities. Are there 21 names on here?
Yeah. 21 names on there.
Okay. So this is off the master chart is right there. Okay. Continue.
And Mark Anderson, who was created because of Harold Anderson.
Okay. Where's Mark Anderson?
He's right here.
Mark Anderson's right here, and this falls under that category. Now you said something just now that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
he was created because of Harold Anderson.
His last name came because of Harold Anderson. He was created before he got abused by Harold Anderson, but he never had a last name, so he picked up the name Anderson because, I don't know why, but mainly because he was the main one that dealt with Harold Anderson.
Okay. Tell me about your relationship with Harold Anderson.
Well, I was involved with him about 6 times, or not 6 times, about 10 times sexually, and he was kind of sadistic, like to tie people up and burn them with cigarettes and stuff like that.
Did he tie you up and burn you with cigarettes?
Yeah, me and some other kids.
How old were you at the time?
I started in about 78. I think it was close to 78. It was 78. And so I'd been about 11.
Okay, let's continue with some of these other